Okay guys, so I'm going to talk about the meat, deadlift only meat in a second here. But first thing, I want to show you guys the shirt I'm wearing. Freaking Delicious Food shirt with Kelly and I on it. And this is the picture of the thumbnail from the Freaking Delicious Foods video that we took in Maui last year. Which is very fitting because we're leaving for Maui on Saturday. But we have a limited number of these shirts available. So if you're interested in getting a shirt like this, shoot us an email at kellychristophercoaching@gmail.com. I will put that in the description so that you guys can spell it properly, because a lot of people don't spell the Kelly part right. So kellychristophercoaching@gmail.com if you're interested in a shirt. We are taking payments via Venmo. And what's the Venmo handle?
Pete Kelly.
So the Venmo handle is Pete Kelly, and that's it. Pete Kelly, I will put that in the description. The shirts are $25 if you need them shipped to you. They are $22 if you can pick them up locally in person here in Oak Ridge. So that's the deal. If you're interested, send an email, kellychristophercoaching@gmail.com with the size you will need, your address, your name, and then we'll get the Venmo payment squared away, or you can send that ahead of time at Pete Kelly. Kelly with an EY. So this is it. This is a 2XL, by the way. I'm 250 pounds, 248 roughly, 6 feet tall. This is also a tri-blend shirt. All the shirts are tri-blend, so they're higher quality. They're not going to shrink. They breathe real well in the gym. I trained in this today. Lucy, chill out! And so, awesome. We got the best material, tri-blend. That's the only thing I like to wear anymore, actually. But as far as the meat, so the meat was on Saturday, August 31st. I cut roughly 10 pounds. Will you go put Lucy in a crate or something? I cannot deal with this barking constantly. Alright, so I cut from 250 at the heaviest to 240.2. So I cut roughly 10 pounds. I didn't water load. I hate water loading. But this was actually probably the smoothest cut I've ever done. And actually cutting more than that is probably not very feasible, because I'm actually putting on muscle mass slowly, but my weight's kind of staying the same. So this was the most muscle mass I've had and the leanest I've ever been at 250, which made the cut a lot tougher as far as like getting that last little bit off, but it was still a really smooth cut, if that makes sense. So like the cut was relatively easy. I did hot baths at the end, like 6 of those, for 15 to 20 minute intervals to get the last little bit off. But there's just, what this kind of tells me is my body's getting to that point where I can't really cut below 240 at all. Like a meat, I think it was about 2 years ago, I cut to 229, and there's just no way I'd be able to do that now. So I think if I did like a really difficult cut, the lowest I could probably get my body weight would be 235, which means I put on muscle mass. So actually, I still don't want to go 275 anytime soon, but 242 is definitely the weight class for me. But the meat I did deadlift only, because I still am dealing with tricep tendonitis in this elbow here, the olecranon. So right there, that's kind of the bone on the elbow where the tricep tendon connects to the olecranon. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's what it is. So I've had tricep tendonitis for over a year, and I wasn't going to hit a bench PR at this meet, let alone I could barely train bench coming into the meet because it got all inflamed. So I'm giving this 8 weeks to heal without any benching for 8 weeks, and I'm about halfway through that now. So I'm going to give it another month of no benching to try to get all the inflammation cleared out. I've been doing everything for it, like everything you could think of: CBD cream, BPC 157 into here. I've done icing extensively, full spectrum curcumin twice a day, lots of curls, everything you could think of I've done. But this has just been the longest injury I've had as far as reoccurring. It's just chronic all the time. So that's why, knowing that I wasn't going to hit a bench PR, which means I wasn't going to hit a total PR, I just wanted to pull something big. And I could tell in the warm-ups on meet day that this was the strongest my deadlift has ever felt. My lockouts have never been that fast, that explosive. The weight has never felt effortless. It just had a whole different feel to it, so I knew the strength was there. And I went up to 705 for my last warm-up and just destroyed it, and I just knew I was dialed in. So I opened at 804, 804.5, 365 kilos. That came up pretty fast, faster than it ever has. I was happy with it. And then I jumped to 400 kilos, 881.8, and this is where things went wrong. So 881.8 was flying up, fastest that's ever moved. Was 100% going to lock it out. And in my estimation, I probably had at least 5 more kilos in me as far as the speed, strength-wise. So I think the strength I had there in the lead up to this prep was probably an 893 pull, maybe close to 9. But strength was there. My hand just didn't want to cooperate. So right here, you can see it. I've never torn a callus on my finger, but this callus right on my finger ripped wide open, was bleeding everywhere. And I got the bar about 2/3 of the way up, had cleared my knees. It was coming up that final part, and it just ripped out of my hand. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If a callus tears, that is a grip failure. So if the bar is sliding in your hand at all, moving around, that's going to cause friction, open up a callus, and rip your hand open. So a lot of people say, oh, I tore my callus and my hand ripped open, but that's really just your grip failed. And you're just trying to like not say what it is, because nobody wants to hear about how their grip failed. But I train grip, and I always do extensively leading up to the meet. For the 12 weeks leading up to the meet, I trained grip twice a week, and it just wasn't where it needed to be. And one thought I actually had, I always do my mixed grip like this, with my right arm supinated and my left arm pronated. And my right hand is actually stronger, about 10% stronger than my left hand. So I started thinking, I'm like, if I had pulled mixed grip like this, I bet I wouldn't have dropped it. Because this is the weak hand, and you're stronger with your supinated hand. The overhand pronated hand is the one that always rips open, every time, with mixed grip. But at that point, my hands were shot, and so I was frustrated. That was my second attempt, by the way. I went into the back room, and I started trying hook grip out. I haven't done it since March of 2018, so it's been a year and a half. And I went in the back room and I pulled a 50-pound hook grip PR, 50 more than I ever have. So I went up to 845, as you're going to see here. And not bad for not doing hook grip in a year and a half. And I think that's what I'm going to use moving forward, because I just can't rely on mixed grip anymore, even with grip training. And a lot of people say, well, you train with straps all the time. That's what did it. But I've done meet preps with no straps where I did all my pulls with mixed grip, and my grip was actually worse than when I would do straps in training and do grip work. So I think the moral of the story is mixed grip is just not a very effective grip once you're over that kind of 815-pound mark. And if you look at Boss of Bosses, all the top guys at that were dropping the bar as well with mixed grip. So it's no coincidence. I know Ogden Mickelbus had a problem, Andrew Herbert, Rob Hall, a few others, and they were all in that 815 plus range when it happened. So this is not any coincidence. I think hook grip's just probably going to be the way to go moving forward. I'm 100% committed to switching to it and training it, and I'm going to be training grip like never before and hook grip like never before. So redemption is coming, and I have something on my sleeve. I'm going to redeem myself, but I'm not going to say what that is. But I'm going to come back hook grip, and I want to smoke this. And now I know with the speed that 400 kilos moved, I feel like I can definitely attempt 410 kilos, which is 903.9. I think the strength is going to be there the next time I deadlift in a meet for 903.9, as long as my hands can hold up. And I'm looking at hook grip being the golden ticket that takes me to that point where I can hold it. I just don't think I'm going to pull 900 without hook grip, so I'm trying to convert to it. And big things are coming. But I'll put the footage up now, and you guys can kind of see exactly what I'm saying as far as the speed was faster than it's ever been. I think I was stronger on this day, 100%, than the day when I pulled 920 on pound plates. So that just kind of goes to show, like, the training cycle really came together, and the peak and taper went perfectly, taking my last pull 15 days out, my last heavy pull. But my hands just weren't there, and so we're going to take care of that and convert to hook grip, hammer training, with hammer grip training, and just I'm going to bring my A game next time, because I really want redemption on this. And if anything, it just motivated me more than ever. But I'm going to show the footage here in a second. Again, with the shirts, if you're interested in getting one of these freaking delicious food shirts, limited number, shoot us an email, kellychristophercoaching@gmail.com, Kelly with an EY at the end. Venmo payments are Pete Kelly, Kelly with an EY. $25 for the shirt if you need it shipped, $22 if you're going to pick it up. In the email, include your shirt size, your address, and your name. and we will get you squared away, guys. Thank you. Appreciate the support, guys. Keep following along.
Making it look easy too. Just get behind him, come on. That was
Get close. Yep. There you go.